Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rich from Herefordshire Means Business. Welcome to Herefordshire Means Business Networking Online for November. We've got two great speakers with us today. Just a bit of news from us. Firstly, the rest of the team. Kim's not with us today, but we've got Kerry. Give us a wave, Kerry. And Richard. Give us a wave from the HMBiz team with us today. And it's good to see some regular or familiar faces and also some new faces as well. So welcome anyone who's new today. I am recording the meeting and I will send a copy of the recording out to you later on. And we'll also put it on our YouTube page if you want to refer back to it at any point or share it with anyone else that you think it would be beneficial for them to see the talk, etc. So without further ado, we'll move on to our speakers for today, and they are Hugo Russell and Charlotte Thomas from, well, do you know what? I'm going to let you take over and you can explain where you're from and what you're doing. I don't really want to confuse things anymore. So,
a delight to be here. Charlotte and I work at the Cyber Quarter building. That's the new one on the Rotherhurst estate. I'm the project manager for it, and Charlotte does the business development. Charlotte, do you want to give people a quick background on the origins of it? You know, like a quick 30-second on it.
Or how it came about?
Yeah.
Well, there's my view and the university's view in that the university, as we know, had the Business Solutions Centre, which is literally a stone's throw away. I'm in the Cyber Centre as we speak. I'll give you a quick look around. Just a little bit. You see up above, it's quite big and spacious, echoey. And there might be the odd drill going off in the background as there's a bit of snagging work being done. So the university very much believe in business engagement with SMEs in the marches. We have a very close link and partnership with the local enterprise partnership, the marches. So there was this sort of idea that they wanted to progress the digital platform to the university, the cyber, and there was an argument about it being either in Telford or in Hereford. And because of the connections between GCHQ, the Signals Regiment, Kinetic, and the success of the Solutions Centre really had a lot to play with it, with the engagement we'd already achieved, that I think we won in comparison to Telford.
Very good, well done.
And that's the reason that the building is here. Okay, yeah. Everybody, so thank you, Charlotte, thank you, Hugo.
Okay.
Just so I'm clear, did you want me to go into a presentation now, or do you want to have a quick chat about it and like sort of who the speakers are? What would you like? How would you like to run it?
No, you can go straight into your presentation.
Okay.
Do you want me to make you host and then you can?
Yeah, if you would, thanks. And then I'll just quickly drop over, and then I'll then hand over at the end of this on to Mark Lindley. Sorry, Mark Lindley. Sorry, apologies, mate. I have a very good friend with a similar name. Righto, let's do a screen share with you. Okie dokie, with a little bit of luck, you're all seeing a PowerPoint slide. Can I just get a thumbs up from someone just to double check on that? Cool, thank you. The main thing I wanted to sort of give you guys a heads up on is we created a Cyber Fringe Festival, which is at the end of this month. It's free to attend. And actually there's a large number of people who are speaking at it from companies who are... What happened then, Charlotte? You're shaking head. No, okay. The festival is very much designed to connect Hereford, the companies that do a lot of cyber activities in the area, with the wider world on cyber. So it's blown out from being just a focused event on the 5th of November, targeted at really sort of showing government weakness and drawing down on good old Guy Fawkes as a theme, to what we ended up having to do is push it to the end of the month, and now we've got over 40 sessions over the week. have a look through it. You'll see the link there. Share that happily with you afterwards. Each day's got a different theme on it. So by show of hands, has anyone engaged with the defence sector at all? Okay, you don't need to worry too much about Tuesday. Diversity is definitely worth looking at on Wednesday. There's some exceptionally good talks on that day. And one of my favourites is being given by Jo Smith from CPAR International. And she's done a lot of work on actually empowering women in Afghanistan. And her own business is in the security space. But it's interesting, and this is the whole beauty, there's been a fringe festival. It's stuff that you wouldn't normally see about, but actually could lead you guys to see different ways of developing your own businesses. On Thursdays, the government focused activities, but in the afternoon, there's some stuff around business acceleration. I've got some links. I've been doing business acceleration and I'm an investor. Been doing that for over 12 years. So if you want a little bit of guidance or any resources on that, feel free to ping me a note through. We could probably even wrap it within some of the support. And the last one, if you're needing to boost your skills, Friday tends to be that day, but it's across the whole week. Right, the context of this building and what it's all about. It is an absolutely stunning building that's being created here. It's rare that an office building, frankly, gets it right. And no surprise, they really did. So huge credit to Speller Metcalf and the way they've pulled this together. It's actually made out of laminated wood with Fermacell, with not a large amount of steel in it. And consequently, your phone will struggle to work in the center of the building. It is brilliant and perfect for cybersecurity. The last thing we need is some stuff leaking out of the space. This second image is actually the outside of the cyber range. It's a firing range, to use the conventional terminology, but for all the nefarious and nasty stuff on the web. So if you want to try out your systems or your supplier's systems, we can do what's called red on blue in that space and scare the bejesus out of everyone. The offices are stunning. The atrium's brilliant. The whole place is being really well done. The only sort of a niggle on my side of things is I actually live up in Birmingham, so it's one hummer of a commute. But frankly, it is a beautiful place. The good news for you guys is it is more, what we're doing is a community engagement strategy. This is designed to help you guys get the most out of the people around you. It's very much understanding what different people's skill sets are, and we aren't there to do it all by any means or whatsoever. And like with the Cyber Fringe Festival, that's how we're helping pull international people in. We do a lot of face-to-face connections. So like been working with Mark on his business PC Logics on helping other companies. We've been working with a couple of other cyber specialist companies like Cyclops and Authorus, who aren't local, through to Kinetic 6, and then and to slightly larger businesses like Steve Borwell's business, IASME, and then CyberQ, all the way up to Orange Cybersecurity. So if you remember the days of Orange and the mobile phones, they are still massive in the comms and cyberspace. So that's who we work with and help you guys connect with them. Is Jo Kipax here? No, she's not. Does anyone know Jo from My Sleep, out of curiosity?
I've
seen a
met her
couple of
few times,
times.
Yeah.
So Jo's been developing, she's one of the few nurse practitioners in the sleep area, and she's actually been helping address a lot of the issues around stress with the cyber professionals. So taking that as a guide for you, bear in mind, if you can think of a way that you could help cyber companies do a better job, we can also take your offer back to them. Wherever possible, we love to try and wrap it under a bit of research. We've got a load of funding to help make this happen, hence the plethora of logos across the bottom. If you've got some state aid capacity, we can use ERDF money. There's also LEP money. We can't give you any cash, so I'm sorry about that. What we can do is save you thousands of pounds in consultancy and other fees. So there's other ways we can help. And we cut across loads of different sectors. That's the festival. I'll keep banging on about that, but it's doing really well. On the commercial services, most of you guys probably won't be needing much of this stuff. If there's anything that's going to be of sort of relevance, it's going to be some of the short courses, maybe a little bit of testing. You're welcome to participate around some of the conferences. Our main target market from the LEP side of things, quickly getting you guys up to speed with the basics of cyber, checking out whether you have the right services and things in place. So it's like this, selection of these type of things here. So if I did the horrible thing of saying you ended up suddenly discovering your machine was locked on you because someone decided to do a ransomware attack, most people, and I would be surprised if more than 5 of you could actually address it in this call. Actually, it's up to you whether you wanted to share it, but statistically, 5 of us have been hacked in this space. I have been. Now, I did notice within seconds, but I'm in that industry. And if you're in the cyber market and you're supposedly in the good side, then you draw a lot of attention to yourselves. And that's what, just be prepared for that. So if you're taking any e-commerce payments, please watch your payments like a hawk, okay? And remember, if you're using WordPress or any of the website generators that use plugins, that you keep a really close watch on that stuff. So that's what we can do, is help you assess that type of thing. And then we got our wonderful Cyber Fringe Festival, and you can follow the link through. I'll share that in a second. So at the Cyber Fringe Festival, a whole load of different companies, and you can see IASME are there, Cyclops, Kinetic 6, they're all local companies to you guys. We're also drawing in other larger organizations from around the place. We have a very strong relationship with the camp, and a number of our staff have high security clearance. What that means is when we come and help companies like yourselves, you can relax knowing that we're going to be on top of it and helping keep things safe. You can trust what's going on. So you can see there's loads there. Before I will just chop the call at that point in the sense of sharing. Now, a number of questions from my side of things. Just pure. Rich, do you know whether we are able to do a poll in this space or not?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Or I might just simply do it through show of hands. Shall I hand control back to you? I'm not sure whether.
Yeah.
Right. All back to you. Thank you very much. Just through show of hands, who's got the Cyber Essentials certificate? Anyone else got Cyber Essentials? Cool, thanks, Mark. So you got the thumbs up part to it. The Cyber Essentials will become an expected certificate to have, particularly if you're supplying to any government department. It's not too far away, that being a requirement. The flip side of that is, it's something as your businesses grow, like your finances, I would start treating your cyber security and the protection of your data, so lumping all that lot together into the same sphere as your finances. It also, like finances, if you got them audited or able to show that you got good figures, it'll work it through. So Angela, you're saying you're worried about the NHS app. You don't have to is the easy answer on that. The fact that the test and trace is is failing to deliver shows that how the app's so secure that no one can get any info about anyone out of it. Where are you, Angela? It's got so many people on this. Oh, thank you. Come off mute because you're not the only person who's asked this. Is it? What sort of phone do you use, out of curiosity? Android or Apple?
I've got Apple I use.
Yeah. the amount of info that the NHS could glean, because the app doesn't even actually tell them anything about you. Unlike our Android and Apple phones, who they know so much about us, it's quite disturbing. The NHS were so careful in their data protection that they actually made it almost impossible to use. It was one of these things, they just went way too far with it. Considering that this is a national risk, I would like to actually know, have I been in how many people have I been in contact with yesterday, so I could actually get an idea of a thermometer, some sort of an indicator like that. They didn't enable any of that. They have really gone to what I would call a crazy low level. And if there's anything else, just to give you a bit of a disturbing part, if you put your phones on flight mode, they still track you.
Do they? Go.
I'm sorry, guys. Not at that moment, but as soon as you come back online or you connect to a Wi-Fi, all the haptics data and the fact that they're following all the Wi-Fi, so, they listen to the Wi-Fi, even though your Wi-Fi is off, it's still able to actually listen. It's just not transmitting at any point. So it depends on the model of phone and what other tools you got on there. Some tools you can actually lock them down more, and hence why the people at GCHQ, you can't go into the building with who's got a smartwatch. You'd have to take that off. Anyone got any Bluetooth devices on them? They all stay at reception, including hearing aids. Hearing aids aren't allowed in the building at all unless they're checked. That's the level of security that has to be done. So we are, frankly, not that important. You only become really important once you're in the top 1% of tax earners, so over 168,000. And at that point, that's when hackers start getting interested in you. In regard, yes, Ryan. So, any other questions? Full of this rubbish. But please, if there's something I must recommend you do, is use a password protection tool, something like LastPass or one of those tools there. And secondly, this is the easiest thing you can do, is use a 3-word password. Now, what I'm getting at by that is, if you, what's an easy way of giving this as an example? Imagine you're visiting your grandparents or parents or whoever it happens to be, and there's always some objects on their mantelpiece in their house. You could use those, you could name those 3 objects and you'll always remember them. It also has a strange effect of reminding you to ring your parents up. But if you do that, and the neat part is if you had those 3 items like candlestick, picture, candlestick, if you then capitalize the first letter on that, then you've added another part, and then you can always think about it. If it's a real mess, their mantelpiece, you can put a hash. If there's something really, a big statement on there, you can use an exclamation mark. And it's something daft like that is a lot better than you trying to use something like the name of your dog and you've gone and numbered all the letters in it. That's about 8 seconds to crack, by the way, because you'll have probably posted a picture of your dog and mentioned the name somewhere on your social media. So anything you've put on social media or anyone's name you've mentioned, you can't use that anymore. Sorry to scare you all like that, but please do that, change it. The NCSC also recommend it, it's not just me. But look, the opportunity for you guys going forward, you can feel free to get in contact with Charlotte or I. The best, I'll share our contacts around afterwards, details around. The key thing for you guys would probably be working with us on, if you wanted, I could work with the guys who pulled this together and actually put together, say, 3 or 4 half-day sessions and treat it like a workshop where we can take you through all the cyber essentials and get you prepared. But what we then tend to do is refer you on to, oh, nice segue, onto Mark, say PC Logic, so that we can get your cyber and your security aligned commercially with your business, so it actually adds value to you rather than as a cost. And then at the end of that, you then start to worry less about cyber, and you actually can focus on your business. And then when you want to go for your Cyber Essentials certification, I'll use Mark because he's right in front of me on the screen. He's one of the companies we work with. He can work with you just to make sure all your IT. I've got a chap here saying Hereford Computer Help, but I don't know your name. Sorry, mate.
Hello there, I'm Mark.
Okay, so we've got Mark and Mark. Are you say this is not some sort of a setup?
No,
so you've got 2 options of Marks here, but I really do recommend that you have an external pair of eyes look over what you're doing. We can do it for free for only 12 hours. And it's the LEPR asking us to help a number of companies. We've got capacity left for 18. I will leave that in the capable hands of Kerry and Rich if they want to do it. If you're interested in it, please let Kerry and Rich know on that, and we'll put something together as a block. But if you don't mind, we'll do that January. Okay, show of hands. Who's really busy over Christmas? 1. Okay, this is oh God, I'm meant to be on holiday. If we did this, the last, this is what you call agile or spontaneous. If we ran a workshop that week commencing the 14th of December, and we did 4 half-day sessions, they're only like 3 hours maximum. How many people would be up for that? Just do a show of hands. Yeah, cool. I'll tell you what, use the hand. Where is the hand raising thing on here? Someone help me. Been a while since I've done it. Where's raise hand?
In reactions next to
Oh, thank you. So down the bottom, everyone, you've got reactions. If you want to do a thumbs up, who would be up for doing that? And then that'll then give, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We'll work with the Hereford Means Business team. Rich, is this one you lead on, or Kerry? Who lead? Yeah. Okay, right. I'll leave this with Rich. Mark, are you available that week? And the other Mark?
Yeah, I'm just looking on an iPad here. I haven't actually used this for Zoom much, so I'm just saying, yeah, I'm up for it, definitely.
Okay.
I've got hand up, apparently. Well, I should have my hand up.
That's right, it's fine. I'm just sort of because what I'm conscious I'm trying to do is, we don't have capacity to help what I would call consumers of the cyber, really. What our strength is because we don't sell to you guys directly, our role is to help get you on the journey. We can quickly cut through a lot of stuff, and then rather than you having to learn all the IT part, it's so much easier if I can refer you on to Mark or Mark, that type of thing. So that's what my intention is. Okay, so Charlotte, if you're still, you are there, right? Have you just booked that week out?
I am trying.
She did too. Okay, so the week of the commencing the 14th of December, we will hold that. And if you guys, it'll take a couple of days, but it'll probably be next week. We'll see whether we can fix something up for people, and we'll help you guys get up to speed with some cyber stuff that week.
And I think we can try and make it a bit more bespoke and local, if that's the case then. You know, it's sort of a safe environment. It'd be quite good.
Yeah.
Be quite good, I think. and a bit of networking as well and connections. That would be great.
Okay, we'll try and work
Shame.
out what the best way in doing it is. And
Yeah.
strangely enough, we might even be able to sit you at tables. If you want to know what I mean by that, come along to the Cyber Fringe Festival. Right, I have done way too much talking. I've gone over by 5 minutes. Apologies for that, Rich. But this is so much fun helping stop people getting hacked.
No, that's absolutely fine. Have we got any other questions? I'll just move my...
Yeah, can I
you-
sort of come in
Yeah,
there?
go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, you. So, I mean, I must admit, I don't know anything about this Cyber Fringe at all. This is the first I've heard about it. Is it a virtual event, or are people turning up in person? I mean, that's my first question.
It's totally online.
It's totally online. Okay,
Yeah,
so
the whole thing is.
okay.
And Rich, can you just share back?
Put in the chat the links. If you go to the page, Mark, to the top, Ange was asking about it, and another lady was asking about dates. They are in the chat, but I think Mark has also put it in the Cyber Fringe
posted a link. Yes.
Oh, thanks, Mark. Cheers. Just a quick thing, if I may, Rich, just for 1 moment, give you an idea of how it works at the fest, how it works at it. Not that once you book and you've got your schedule in place, what we're then doing is actually sitting everyone down in a very different way to conferences. So effectively, it's a plan view in cabaret style. And rather than the 22 of us sitting around in tiny little windows like that, we actually sit people into groups of 6, and you actually can have your networking and discussions. And then when we then need when the speaker starts there at the top and all the chat at the tables finishes, and then when it's time to ask you guys to work something out, you end up at your table. But prior to the conference starting, you can actually hop around the different tables and join in. So this is the data analytics table there. You might be interested in business acceleration, so we can move you about between the tables, or you choose. And if you hover over someone's profile, the nice part is you don't have to completely remember the name and details. If they've put it in there, you can see what they are, who they are. So that's how we're going to be running it. And what I'll probably do, Rich, if you want it, if I can get away with it, do this type of a concept for the workshop so that you can work in small groups of 4, and I'll then be able to set it up so that we don't have competitive people on the same table. There's nothing worse than sitting at the same table with another competitor, and you're both sort of like wanting to network but not share anything. So there we go.
Okay, any other questions or comments? Okay.
If I can just add some comments to where Hugo left off. I think the key to the Cyber Fringe Festival is, yes, you've got key speakers, but how we'll all gain the most out of it is actually because these are actually interactive sessions. So I've put a link up to one of the sessions that I'll be running. As Hugo mentioned, there's a lot of tech around cyber, but this session is more about what are the benefits that businesses can achieve by engaging with some fairly straightforward steps. A lot of it is basic computer housekeeping. It's not rocket science, and it's about minimizing the chance for you to be one of those people that does actually fall victim to some of the threats. If we can all minimize that threat, then that helps in the war against cyber. So what that session that I've put the link up for actually will go through are just the highlight of the sort of common current threats, but also more importantly, what a business can get in terms of benefits. And there are some real commercial benefits to engaging with this program, as well as improving processes and helping employees also feel more secure and comfortable with working in the online world. In terms of the Cyber Essentials program, just a little bit of background to that, that's a government-based program. So the government have invested very heavily in helping every business and every person to come to that basic standard of security. So it's well worth engaging with, and certainly you don't have to go through any accreditation stages. They're there. If you want a badge or a certificate, you can go to that stage, but I would really encourage everybody to take a look at the Cyber Essentials program and just go through the basic questions. It's just a fantastic way of making sure that you're as safe as possible. And finally, to the sessions, both Rich and I are doing talks. And really, this is a perfect opportunity for you guys to get your individual questions answered on the topics that we're covering. So please take a time to have a think about what questions you would have. Send them through to Rich, and he'll distribute them out to myself if they're relevant to the session that I'll be doing. That is on Friday, the 26th of November. So I'll look forward to meeting you all there. Thanks very much, Rich.
Okay, brilliant. And I think from what I gather, that's going to be in that same format, Hugo, with the tables and the networking.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And Sarah's also here from TDM. She's also put in the chat, but Sarah's company, TDM, are also speaking on Friday, which is the Skills Day. Mark, you're actually speaking not on Friday, you're speaking on a different day. But
do you remember what day it's on?
It's
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday at 9 o'clock.
So it's all there to register. And the good thing is that any delegate that registers will get reminders that the session is there, and just before the session starts as well, so that you can get yourself a cup of tea, Jaffa cake, sit down and enjoy.
Cool. Sarah, did you want to mention about your session that you're...
Yeah, so our director, Darren, is giving a talk on the Friday. It's all around digital transformation and, you know, the impact on the workplace and how to access some government-funded training to support that. So it'll all be around digital transformation and sort of changes to job roles. It'd be quite interesting to get everybody's kind of experiences in terms of you know, where we see the world of work in the future, and trying to come up with some creative and achievable solutions to that skills gap, really. So yeah, Darren will be giving that talk on the Friday at 2 o'clock. So yeah, really fantastic initiative. At TDM, we work closely with the University of Wolverhampton. They are our main partner for our degree apprenticeships. So been a long-standing partnership there, and it's exciting for us to have this much of a stamp going on in Hereford. Great. I'm looking forward to seeing the facility when restrictions allow. So yeah, fantastic. Really looking forward to it. And any questions, you know, get in touch with myself, Hugo, Charlotte, Mark. It's great to see so many local individuals collaborating on an initiative like this. So yeah, fantastic. Looking forward to it.
Great. Okay. Has anyone else got any questions or comments or queries they want to ask while we've got our cyber gurus with us? I've got a question. I don't know who wants to take it, but my question is, a new business, because I work quite a lot with startup businesses, what are the first 4 or 5 things that they should do to make sure that they are safe as far as IT, cyber, that sort of thing? What are the first things they should do before anything else?
The immediate things that come to mind is you've got with whatever you're using, whether Mac or Windows, that it is password protected. Remember that 3 words. So there's your first one. Password is 3 words. That the next thing would also be that you have proper antivirus, some sort of protection in place. I would also strongly recommend that you use a reliable cloud service. And then as a 4th thing, I would there's a lovely thing of 3-2-1 on backups. If you want to know more on that one, then chase up either Mark on that. But in essence, you need to be taking backups of your data. And if you can automate that through the use of a cloud service, it then means that if you have hit that unfortunate situation of a hack or a ransomware, you can just sort of, I hope this, please don't take this the wrong way, but if someone when someone's doing a ransomware, they really are hanging you out to dry. So you can effectively turn around to them and do that, is an Australian term, and then just go reset. But whenever you do, and this is the last thing, if you are hacked or something happens, unplug the internet. All right, don't turn your stuff off, because we can't work out what that blazes has gone on, because often if you then shut it down, we can't actually bring it back online again. As long as you disconnect it from your network, put it into flight mode if it's a device, or unplug it if it's a PC, then it won't go any further than that. That is absolutely crucial. And then immediately get on the phone. And this will be the fifth thing. And I don't care what this is essential for all businesses, is have a resilience plan. Did anyone see that news article a couple of days ago about the guys, 97 and living in Nepal, with the Gurkhas? That Lieutenant Colonel? Yeah, he was never brought back from his posting in Nepal or in India, Kathmandu, or somewhere like that. Walks 5.5, 8 miles a day. He's 97. But he had this incredible thing of saying he always has a secure base, and then he then has a fallback position, and then a reserve, and then reserves. And what I'm getting at is, if you look at the team of people you've got on this call here, between a couple of you, and I'll use the two Marks because I know they're in the IT side, in effect, you can have a fallback position with one of them. A reserve, like an off-site recovery, could be using ourselves or work here in the centre of Hereford. Is there a place that?
Yeah.
So have those in place, and along with your backup. So they're the immediate things, because in that process of how do I restart my business, how do I get my finances back, how do I recover my accounts, you actually start to then disconnect from the emotional part, and then from an investor's point of view, you start to actually grow yourself and your business. Sorry, a bit of a long-winded answer, mate.
No, it's very good. I just come in on that. When in my role in my business, so I go out and visit customers and give them tech support, and I come across an inherent resistance to the cloud from a lot of the people who don't realise the importance of it. And so that is that. Once we can get over that, I think that I totally agree. You need to have it. Well, I have a thing of having a backup in 3 places. The computer, a separate hard drive, and the cloud. And I think that's really important. But that's just to let you know, that's the sort of resistance I do meet day to day.
Yep. Strangely, they're probably all using Microsoft Office.
Yeah, and this is it. And they might also not know about OneDrive and that sort of thing, and how useful that could be as well. Or haven't got the more backups you've got, the safer and secure you're going to be.
Totally true. Yeah.
If I can just add one to that, you've got your 3 backups, but also remember to check that those backups are working.
Very good point.
We can all help you out if that data is there. And that's the key. Absolutely, check that your backups actually able to restore.
Good call. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Any more questions, comments? Yes, Carol.
Hi. Yes, I just wondered if during the festival that you've told us about, or perhaps during the workshops that you're very kindly planning, you might be covering anything on GDPR, especially post-Brexit GDPR.
Yes is the easy answer to that. Yeah, the lecturer we bring in is actually one of the key people who sits on the activities for the country. So Tony Proctor, who talks on this. You might find Charlotte and I tease him because he's got a really thick black country accent. Yet he is a lovely person, really astute, and he actually helped create the predecessor to the NCSE. and so he's very good on GDPR, ISO standards, your data protection. And if after the workshop, I'll then get an idea of whether any of you guys have capacity to take on a master's student, and they could actually then help you build your cyber activities and do some further research with you. We've got a bit of capacity on that. But it'll be surprising if many of you guys would actually qualify for that. Not in the sense of, it's purely in the sense of size and capacity. Unless you've got a number of staff, it's pretty hard to have someone asking you additional questions, because it's just, most people are pretty busy as they are.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to chuck in onto that mix? I mean, we could even show you what a live hack looks like, through to just the crucial parts of your cyber protection, response plans, provide you with some various templates, checklists. We'll put that, you get all that over that session. Then you can then stress yourself out over Christmas trying to make it happen. Don't do that. I have had my own businesses, please. It's fine, just gently as you go.
Okay, there's a question from Matt. Do you want to come off mute and ask that question?
Yeah, hi there, Hugo.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah, just a quick question. You mentioned about monitoring WordPress in e-commerce deployments.
Mm-hmm.
What are there any tools that you recommend in that space, or is it more of a sort of manual, bespoke activity to trace all those connections?
No, there are automated tools that'll actually look at the plugins. The key thing to do, what is it you do, Matt?
I work in IT.
That's a very wide spectrum, but anything more precise? Do you actually work on the hosting side? Do you do hacking or cracking or writing sites? What is it you do, Matt?
I create cloud servers.
Okay, so like when how you've got your online monitoring of whether something's available. You can have exactly the same types of plugins and monitoring tools that'll actually monitor all the plugins on your site and the versions they're at. And what they do is they take feeds from like the NCSC and also other Trend Micro provide another channel as well. And so as soon as something becomes known that there's a vulnerability, then you can gives you a heads up. And if it's a service that you're then, the neat part is what you can then do, Mark, is Matt, is you can add that as part of your value to your clients when you're spinning up servers or creating sites with their, are you doing like a combination of sites with web apps, or are you actually building servers?
No, actually building servers.
Okay, from the actual hardware, or are you just doing virtualized instances?
Both.
Okay, then in both cases, are you actually got your own racks, or are you hiring space?
Yeah, I work for a multinational company.
Oh, they'll have that within their services. They should have. I'd be surprised if they don't. And it'll be part of the monitoring of the servers and then also the VMs. Typically on the VM, you would be often looking at any changes to the OS. If it's something it shouldn't even be able to be hacked if they're doing the instances correctly on the VMs.
Yeah, I was thinking more of a WordPress kind of plugin perspective, because we don't really deal with that sort of security.
Yeah. I can pick that up separately with you. I'd probably refer you on to one of our other academics. I know we use WordPress as a tool for teaching our students. Sorry, I don't do it. The university use WordPress as a way showing students how to hack sites. Sorry, everyone.
I'm sorry. No.
Thank you.
Now, it's a good case of why you need to keep your WordPress updated. And it's not WordPress itself. It's the plugins that come in that you use for the add-on functionality in it. And often those plugins themselves leverage something else. And what happens is 2 or 3 steps removed, there's a gap, a weakness inherited. That becomes the exploit.
Okay. It's a good
Follow
point.
up separately, Matt. If it's a how many staff in the business, to help give me an idea? Is it over 500 or 200?
Yes.
Okay. Are you Gloucester way?
No, I'm based in Hereford.
Okay. No, follow up separately with him. That's outside of my normal scope.
Okay. Any more questions, comments? Yes,
The only
Peter.
comment. I've got a quick one. I use OneDrive quite a lot in my day-to-day working, but I've always been advised that if I do get hacked and if I do get locked out, then they can also take over my OneDrive. So it's a fairly comprehensive lockout. Are there ways of protecting hackers from keeping out of your cloud systems?
The easy answer to that will be no. The upside of your cloud instance is if you turn on multi-factor authentication, then as soon as someone starts to have a go at trying to log in from a different device or in a different, do something, then you're onto it straight away. Secondly, if you get notifications of more than a certain percentage of your files being deleted or changed, that'll also give you a heads up. You can do a cunning move like behind the curtains behind me here is I've got a NAS drive, and that turns itself on and off at a particular time and then syncs everything from my cloud to it. Mark will be able to help you on that. You're probably fine if you want to go big time, then have a word with Matt. That's the best. That's the sad part, I'm afraid, Peter, is if you can get in, everything else then becomes vulnerable. The upside of a cloud environment is if someone's been malicious and deletes something, then you've got version controls that are in the cloud as well. If someone steals your machine, you haven't lost any of your data because it's synced there. That's the biggest plus on that, particularly with OneDrive.
Yeah, I'm rather old-fashioned. I'm not 100% sold on cloud.
I agree with you. Look at me. I still don't trust.
Yeah, I work in banking and I work in all kinds of things, and people headlong into the cloud. You've got to be very careful.
Completely agree. Yeah. And people who say, no, I'll do it all myself, then come seriously unstuck when there's something daft because some people went and cut the power locally.
Yeah.
And so it depends. This is a whole business resilience plan. It's not something that I would intend. I mean, we could do probably sounds like we want to include business resilience.
I mean, if Amazon went down, then no one could collect any taxes in this country at the moment. So.
Okay. I think we've got time for just one more comment if anyone's got one or question.
The only thing that I was going to suggest is for people who don't have a lot of regular experience in computers and IT is to keep your operating system up to date, to keep your software up to date. Update when an update becomes available because they fix security issues all the time, which helps reduce your vulnerability. So it's the same with websites and all your plugins. Yes, keep them up to date, but also your operating system, your mobile phone, the software you use for your business.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, right. That is probably just about it. We like to finish on time. I don't know if you've got anything else to say, Hugo or Charlotte. Did you want to?
I would just say that please, this Cyber Festival, can you just bear with me just 1 second, guys. Sorry.
Love it.
Drill's about to start. The festival is Hugo's and mine's baby. It's here for you guys to be a part of and to make the centre a success. It's really, really important that if you have any interest in any way, whether it be, you don't have to be an SME heavily involved in cybersecurity and IT. the sessions are so broad and so wide that there surely is something there, even just to pique your interest, to either look at further or just as a matter of conversation with somebody. We've tried to make it as diverse as possible, because I'm no IT person, and I'm sitting there looking at the titles and I'm saying to Hugo, right, this has got to be of interest to me. I want to register. So hopefully we have made it that. So please, spread the word. I want this place to work for everybody, as does Hugo. It pays our mortgages. We love our jobs, and we love engaging with you guys, because that way we learn everything and we keep on improving. So we're there to scratch your back, and hopefully you're there to scratch ours.
Thank you. I mean, I'm certainly sold on it. I mean, I'm glad I sort of came in on this chat, and very interested, definitely.
How could you not have heard about it?
I know it's. I hold my hand up in shame.
Oh, right. Don't say that out
Okay.
loud. Hugo will sack me.
No. I've been too busy. No, that's not true either.
Yeah, so that's great. I mean, if we've helped one person just to be a bit more aware, then that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, thank you very much, Charlotte, Hugo, and Mark. Hugo, you'll get in touch when you've made some more details to do with the event that we can do in December.
I'll liaise with you separately on or Charlotte will on Friday or Monday. And
okay, fantastic.
And I'll work with you in your diary. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. So thank you very much, everyone, for attending. Obviously, I'll send these details over to you later on in an email. But we will be back again in December with our next online meeting. And that one is going to be a Christmas quiz. So that'll just to wind you down for Christmas. We'll be doing a Christmas quiz in Christmas jumpers, because we're going to try and raise some money for charity while we're at it. So that's something to look forward to at the end of December. But before that, I'm sure we will all see each other at the Cyber Fringe Festival starting in 11 days' time, Charlotte. Okay, thank you very much for attending. We'll see you all soon.
Cheers, guys. Keep well. All the best.
Cheers. Bye.